Dominick Blaylock there at Georgia, there has been so many adjustments in regards to eligibility rules in the NCAA, and this is one that involves him that I see the leniency there, and I agree with it, and it serves a case like his where years are added. 2019 was the last time we saw him on the field.
Yeah.
Suffered an ACL injury late in the 2019 season, tried to come back in 2020 and ripped up the same knee. And but he looks like he may be a factor this year.
I think one of the reasons I bring this up, a lot of Georgia fans are asking themselves, you mean he's still on the team? So, yeah, he is. And Blaylock, when you're healthy, Mark, we remember this guy being very effective for them. Unfortunately, he's had one but not two ACL injuries, and that's been tough. But he's not only back on the field, but he's also catching punts as well. So that will be interesting to see how quickly he can come back. Look, you've got Stetson Bennett returning, and what you need, especially after the loss of Jermaine Burton, who's going to Alabama, they need the more experienced receivers coming back for them, and Burton is going to be able to do that. And obviously Stetson Bennett will comes back as one of the more veteran quarterbacks in the league. Now, what's also going to be interesting, if I can connect the dots here, they've got to find a backup, don't they, Mark? I mean, Bennett's only going to be there another year, so they've got a quarterback room of Gunnar Stockton and Brock Vandergriff. Carson Beck is actually from Mandarin High School here in Jacksonville. Hasn't really done much, but he has stayed. And Mark, I really do wonder, and I'm not saying they will, but could one of these guys, or maybe even more than that, transfer at the end of spring? Now, one thing we need to mention here for everybody is May 1 is another deadline for transfers, because you've got to have by May 1 basically your roster set. We all think this stuff's about football, but there's some academic stuff that's in here too, that making the progress toward the degree type deal. But Mark, I'm really curious, as much as, I mean, we know what Bennett can do. Can he improve? Certainly he can, but I think it's just as important at some of these schools. We see that in Alabama, we see that at Florida, we see it at Georgia, who the backup's going to be, because we saw all year long last year, didn't we, Mark? You've got to have 2 or 3 quarterbacks ready to go.